BARD. 4 mana, 2/5. It already looks like a freaking champion of control. I'm excited. 4 mana, 2/5. Origin. The Wandering Caretaker. Alright. Can somebody explain how Origin works? I never paid attention to Origin really well. Alright. Let's read it. Origin. The Wandering Caretaker. You may put any cards that plant chimes into your deck during deck building. That's an entire region? That's like 3 cards. Hey Chad, what do you guys think about Yu-Gi-Oh? I know Mogwai's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh like for the last like couple of weeks, and I know I haven't really tried. Like, is the game any good? Is it a good game? How do you guys feel about Yu-Gi-Oh? Be honest. Stop stalling. No. All right. Round start. Plant a chime in your deck for each bard that start. What? Wait. Plant a chime in your deck for each bard that started the game in your deck. Wait, were the cards that were revealed bards or not? That's kind of insane. No, it's more. Because aren't there like 3 bard? Wait, oh, it's for bard. It's not a card type. It's actually bard. I see. Oh. So. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. All right. What does he do? Attack, plant 3 chimes on random cards in your deck. You've increased the total stats of allies in play or hand by 20. Is that easy to do? How hard is that to do? But wait, you don't need to do this with chimes. You can do this in other ways. There are other ways to do it. So you could actually use Lurk to level him up, theoretically, right? You could play Lurk. Doesn't Lurk like level this immediately? Doesn't Lurk like insta-level Bard? Why not? Why not? Think about it. Like, first of all, like if you hit Lurk once and you have 5 Lurk units in hand, that's already 5 points. No, but in hand. If you have Lurk units in hand, they all got buffed. Viego works as well, true. Mist rates work as well. There's a lot of ways to do it. Fantastic. And it doesn't have to happen all at once. It has to only happen a few times. This is super easy to do. There's so many ways. There's so many ways to do it. I think it +1 + 1 equals 2. We're about to find out. Let's find out. That's a nice animation. Insta point here.
Let's use all the colors.
Okay.
Find your own mischief.
I really hope this background noise is the sound that we have for the board. If this board makes that noise, it's so peaceful. Listen to it. It's so peaceful. I can play that board music all day.
Find your own mischief.
Surrender to the melody.
Isn't it beautiful, the music? All right, what is this? Did I miss a card? Cosmic Binding. 5 mana. Deal 2 to an enemy. And stun another. Plant 3 chimes on random cards in your deck. Interesting. Okay. I need to see what it does, otherwise I can't even appreciate what's happening in chat. Relax. Bard's Traveler's Call. So this is Bard's signature card. Draw a follower, then activate the effects of all boons in the top 3 cards of your deck. Create a Bard in your deck. Wow. I don't know if you guys realize this, but is this the first ever? No, it's not. But this can tutor cards out. I'm gonna look at that later. That might be really, really good though.
You should stay.
New star power. Okay. Now it has stats buffed. I don't know.
My fans will be here soon. Relax.
There's always room for supper.
Oh, nice. I want to fight versus Tom Kench. That sounds fun. New relic. Four mana, 3/6. Plant 6 chimes on attack. When you activate a chime, grant 1/1 to a random ally in play. That's a lot of buffs.
The river always provides.
Well, this is random. You gotta get kind of lucky to hit, but yeah.
That's gotta sting.
Alright, so basically, BARD is a build-around condition. How many chime cards do we have here? Any cards that put chimes in. We have chimes. Bard's Traveler's Call, we can main deck this if we want to. Bird. Asmus. Mystic Vortex. Alright, this is new here. We've not seen this one yet. Maduli, the Gatekeeper. When I'm summoned, plant a chime on the top card of your deck, then double the boons in your deck. Wait. Are chimes considered boons? So chimes are the only boons at the moment, right? You can't main deck the Runeterra's champ spell. Wait. You can't main deck Traveler. Why not? That's never happened before. Really? Yes, you can. Of course you can, right? Maybe that's a mistake. It has to be. That's the rules. No rarity. It has to be a miss thing, not putting a rarity. There's no way you can't. He has no region.
When Teemo does 2x shrooms, does he double the number and randomize them again, or double the cards they're already on?
I think he just adds new shrooms to random cards. I don't think he doubles them on the specific cards. I think he just adds them newly. So I'm assuming when you double the boons in the deck, they're going to put them randomly. The second double set. The first set doesn't. I assume you can main deck these in... You can't... So here's what I'm guessing. If you're going to play Origin the Wandering Caretaker, the only reason... I wonder if you can play then this, because this doesn't put chimes in your deck. Can you main... Wait, can you? This is so weird. You can't. You can't put it in this deck. So where could you ever main deck this? Yeah, I'm guessing you can't. I'm assuming if this said you could plant the chime, you could. You can't main deck it. I don't know yet. Guys, I'm aware it doesn't have a little sign. But that happens sometimes when it's the champ's version of the spell. This is Bard's Traveler's Call. We can assume there's a card called Traveler's Call that has a little gem on it. But yeah, we don't know yet. We can't know for sure. Alright. Maduli on summon already doubles the chimes and guarantees at minimum 1 chime top deck, which is pretty cool. Yeah, he doesn't have rarity. Exactly. Good point. Oh, man. All right, so first things first. Let's talk about the obvious. A buff deck, right? You play Bard with some other form of deck that benefits off of buffs. What are we talking about here? What is the ideal buff synergy? Elusives, as we saw, is not a bad idea. I don't think you played with Faded because it doesn't proc Faded. Why do you play with Faded? It doesn't proc Faded. Braum is an interesting idea just because Braum really benefits off of stats for attack. Zed is not bad either. I agree with you. Zed is quite interesting. I wonder what I like the most here. Sparklefly? Interesting. So my first thought was this could be really cool with Lifesteal. Why? Because Lifesteal, it'll just destroy every aggro deck in the game. If you get like an early 3-2 Lifesteal on the board, that thing is going to grow so fast. Like, good luck to aggro decks stopping that. Lifesteal is really cool. Second thoughts, elusives. There's a lot of cool elusives like Zoe, Teemo, that really benefit from these buffs. Third, Zed, Fiora kind of champions. Champions that have really weak stats and benefit massively from getting buffed. So there's a couple of approaches we could take here. Braum is not a bad example. It's a bit different as well. These are the obvious things we're looking at. Cards that really like to be buffed, that get a lot of value from being buffed. Nami decks, I don't know, because this is pretty minion-centric. And Nami, first of all, she wants to be in PNZ these days because she gets instant level. Second of all, if she's not playing in PNZ, you have to pass turn 1 and 2. And then turn 3, you have to play 3 spell mana. So it doesn't really fit Nami that well. What I'm really excited about, now, probably you guys are not, I feel like this Bard's Traveler's Call has to have some ability to like do really broken things. Draw a follower is so strong because it can be any follower. If you have like one follower in the entire deck, you can be very consistent with that. But if you can't main deck it, I don't know what to think about it. I don't know how to. Well, actually, you would have to draw 2 bards, right, in order to be able to get this off. You can't main deck it. That's the issue. Because keep in mind, this says follower, not champion. So this guarantees to draw follower. Let's say you're playing Bard Ladros. I know it sounds crazy. But in that scenario, you can guarantee you always draw Ladros with this. It's a guaranteed draw for followers. Bard Karma. Why would you play Karma with Bard? I don't see it. I see no reason to play Bard and Karma. Guys, he doesn't draw himself. It's follower, not champion, not unit. If you don't have any units in your hand and draw one that has a chime in it, will they get buffed? Yes, we actually literally just saw that. I was also curious about the same thing, but we literally just saw that happen in the video. Let me find it really quick. It was here, right? It drew 5 and it buffed itself, right? Safe. Like right here is when it happened. He had no units in hand and it was a top deck. So I was curious about that as well when we saw it happen. So yeah, top deck, 5 chimes, insta buff. So that's good to know. I don't understand Origins. From my understanding, what Origins means is it's just the deck building condition, right? I think that's what it means. Like Origin, this is where he comes from. This is the deck building condition that he's going to represent. So the Origin is the Wandering Caretaker. This is your deck building condition, and this is the benefit you get from it, right? So you may put any cards that plant chimes into your deck building. He plants chimes, you can put him in. This plants chimes, as does this, and this. All of these are able to be played in this Origin. Basically, an Origin is a region, if that makes sense. Your Origin is your region. And it's a passive. It gives you a benefit. Round start, place chime in your deck for each Bard you started the game with. Bard Overwhelm is strong. This is really strong, though. For each Bard. So, actually, no. Is it strong? 3 per turn. 3 chimes per turn. How good is that? This one is way more limited than Jhin, absolutely. Jhin is way more... It's a little bit of a shame that it's this limited, I'll be honest. It is... So here's my thought process on most of these expansions. Whenever the devs give you something that builds itself, it's very hard to find broken combos. But there's a lot of different deck archetypes that can benefit from this package. There's a lot of them. Should have been chimes and traps. Maybe. I think it's very powerful. I think it might be strong. I'm not sure yet. First of all, we know for a fact that BARD, the Spell Ringer, is insane. But there's no reason to play him in this region, for example. He can be just fine playing in his own region. We know that Esmus is pretty solid. It's a pretty solid card because it's elusive. It might even be extremely good. Mystic Vortex, we said it was an okay card. Maduli only ever works in a full-on chime deck, I think. Otherwise, it's just not enough, right? It's just not enough at that point. It's a better Pix. Esmus, I think, is not very well compared with Pix. I think you want to compare Esmus with Young Witch. I think that's the better comparison. So Young Witch has same amount of stats per se, but she gives instead of grants. Keep in mind, this is actually grant, which is crazy to grant 1/1 with an elusive attacker. Bard with Jin. Attach will be strong with Bard. Why would attach be strong with Bard? I guess the attach unit would be strong with Bard if you buff it enough. I could see that. If you buff it with Bard, it could be pretty dang strong, yes. With the boons, with the chimes. Because you draw the chimes and it buffs the attached unit. So every time your unit dies, the attached unit is still pre-buffed, right? You can put it back on. That could work. I think Bird is an amazing addition to attached decks. Like, if you're playing like Fizz attach, this is just insanely strong. Holy crap. You guys know the Fizz deck that's been destroying ladder recently? This is such a big buff to that deck. That's crazy. The deck is just going to make the deck even better. This is a really, really, really strong card. Scary strong, I would say. Vi Bard, going to be insane. Why Vi? I don't see it. I'm not sure how strong Vi is going to be per se. I'm not 100% on that. Vi levels Bard in hand. True. But how important, like, this is not a win condition. You have to keep that in mind. It's not necessarily a win condition to level Bard. He's not one of those, like, I leveled my champion, I win the game, right? It's a good thing to level Bard, but it's not necessarily a win. So, I'm not sure. Still interesting. I wonder how good Bard mist wraiths would be. Would that work? Bard mist wraiths. Would that be good for mist wraiths? Probably not. Because if you're playing Bard's region, you really want to include a lot of these cards. Probably. Do you, though? I'm not sure. I really don't know how to build this. I need to experiment. I need to put Bard in a couple of decks and figure this out. I'm really not sure. Bard Daring Poros? No. Bard Yuumi? Yeah, Bard Yuumi's kind of strong. Bard Marauders? Not really. Yeah, Bard, like, so when I think of Bard, I'm thinking what champions go well with him. I think champion-centric decks that want to buff a lot, like Bard Zed, Bard Fiora, Bard, even Braum, Bard. There's a lot of fun ones you can do. Bard Viego might be actually kind of cool, but I don't think you ever want to give up the secondary region for Viego, because you need to run spells that protect Viego, and Shadow Isles doesn't have it. So maybe not. Bard Renekton. Bard Victor. Bard Ilaoi is just wait. My brain's not big enough to think of two champions together at the moment. I can't figure that out. Bard Noxus Aggro. Let me think about that. Bard Noxus Aggro? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what I think is going to be strong? Jin Noxus Aggro. I think Jin Noxus Aggro is going to be the deck. One of the decks I'm going to build really quickly when it comes out. I think Jin Noxus Aggro is going to be insane. Can't you have two regions in Origin Champ since he is not in any region? No, because the Origin counts as a region, if that makes sense. So it would be like Origin plus Ionia, Origin plus Shadow Isles. You sacrifice his whole second region to get some raw bonus stats. No, it's to get a deck building cheat. Basically, you can play this card and this card with an Ionia deck, right? You can play Ionia with Bird and Esmus, if that makes sense. Now this is Targon, this is BC, but you can still add them to your Ionia deck because they're all part of the Wandering Caretaker origin. So all of these cards that are different colors, they still are able to be played as a specific origin, if that makes sense. So I could play a Shadow Isles deck and add all three of these cards as long as I add Bard to the deck, if that makes sense. Can you do Origin plus Origin? I think you should be able to do it, yes. I think you should be able to play Bard Origin and Jin Origin, yes, correct. No, Origin is a deck building condition, not a region. Well, it acts as a region. It acts as a region. It takes the place of a region. Can you do Origin and Sundisk on one? Well, no, because not every one of your cards is Shurima, right? Because you have cards that are non-Shuriman, I believe. Do we know that for sure? I'm like 95% sure. That's how I understand it to be. I haven't played the set. I don't know. I can't be 100%, but that's the way I understand it. It'll be easier to understand once you see me build some decks with it, but yeah. Encroaching Shadows is greedy deck with Bard Hecarim. I don't see it. Maybe. What region is Traveler's Call? It's a non-region card. Just like Bard is a non-region card. It's a Runeterra champion card, actually. Toss destroys chimes. It does. But those chimes are at the bottom of the deck anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, not really much more to say. That is Bard for us. My impressions overall for Bard. Not really my playstyle, I'll be honest. I'm not, like, excited for him. He's okay. How good is he going to be? I think he has potential to be good. I think he has potential to be a good archetype. The Wandering Caretaker. I think there's potential in it. I think this card might do some insane things that I'm not currently equipped to see because I'm kind of hungry and I'm not really thinking too fast. He'll be meta with elusives. There's a possibility. Because this is very strong with elusives. This is like... This Asmus is insane with elusives. And Bird is actually quite good with elusives. I can see Bard elusives just being a thing on its own. Yes. Other than that, I don't think he's ever going to be trash. I don't think he will. I think he'll be playable. But I'm like 70% sure he's not going to be good in control decks. Because I'm trying to think what control decks want to run these cards. And I guess it would have to be a control deck that relies on lifesteal in order to get the late game. Like a Karma lifesteal kind of deck. But the problem with that is that Karma is Ionia, and there's not that great of a lifesteal component to that at all. But maybe Shadow Isles control. Like you play Bard with like there's a few Shadow Isles cards you can do it with. For example, let me put it here. Really cheap ones. You have Dead Bloom Wanderer. You just give this like +2/+2, and it's already really good for defending you. You have, of course, you have George, but George is a little bit late game. You have a lot of healing. Maybe that takes you to like a really weird late game condition where your win condition would be something like Ladros, like just infinite Ladros. But it's hard to really put together in my head. I don't see it being like competitive, at least not very good. I don't know. I can't think of very control decks to put him in. Ionia has lifesteal as well. It does. Yes, that's true. It's a really badly statted card, but maybe you can justify adding it just because well, you have Kinko Lifeblood and you have Sparklefly. It would probably be Sparklefly here, obviously, right? Sparklefly Bard. I don't know. Maybe. Keep in mind, if you're playing a very spell-heavy deck, you can guarantee to draw... Ooh, that's a cool idea. What if you did... What is there from Freljord? There's a cool combo you can do. Let's say, for example, you run 3... So, hear me out for a sec. Imagine this. You run 3 copies of Entreat. Right? You run 3 bards. Let's just use Braum as a bard for now. And then you run whatever other champion you want, right? Let's say you're playing a Trundle deck. Trundle Bard. Your Entreat is always getting value, right? You will almost always find a champion because you have 9 champions in the deck. And let's say you only play 1 unit, which is your WinCon unit, like let's say She Who Wanders. You will always draw She Who Wanders because you're very likely to draw 2 bards due to Entreat, and your second bard can only draw She Who Wanders because this card draws a follower. And if you only have 1 follower in your deck, your second bard with Bard's Traveler's Call will always draw your win condition. So there's some cool I don't necessarily know if it's going to be this or not, but there's some cool ideas you can pull off. It's a cool way to play it. Guys, I'm saying Braum is Bard, not 9 champions, you papayas. Braum is taking Bard's place. There's no Bard to add. Tusk Raider, insta-level Bard. Only problem is there you would have to, like... I guess you would play, like... So you play Tusk Raider with, let's say, Udyr, right? So Udyr can guarantee to proc Tusk Raider because you have Stance Swap, which is deal 1 to everything. But in order to guarantee that you're going to draw Tusk Raider, it's a little bit difficult. Like, you play 2 Udyr, 2 Bards, and maybe, like, 2 Sejuanis. And, I could see that, maybe. Gorlith. You can guarantee draw Gorlith. Is that good, though? I don't know. Yeah, Tusk Raider's buff in deck, true. But keep in mind, he will buff Sejuani and then draw Sejuani. So that's already a couple of points for it. I don't even know if you need to, like, level Bard. Is Bard really important to level up? I'm not sure. But yeah, Bard opened up the cosmos. Why to me? I felt beginning, end, and in between. Where waves had never stirred that lampless sea, we heard Soul first prepare the stars to ring. Bard and his meeps explore Runeterra in the newest expansion, World Waker, on the 25th. I read it as slow as possible to be ready for this. Come on, YouTube. YouTube! I want high quality. Usually it's like 20 seconds late. I read that as slow as I possibly could. Don't make me look bad, YouTube. Come on. All right, okay, fine. Twitter Bard it is. Listen, you'll just have to, whatever. Let's go. Here we go. YouTube is up now. Okay, I'm done stalling chat. I managed to do the thing I was gonna do. You're all banned.